Hey guys, I'm Katalyn. There was no pictures or video taking allowed at the Take Back the Night event on October 21st, so I decided that I should make a video so that all of you can see my speech if you weren't able to make it to ISU that evening. So let's go. I want all you survivors to give yourselves a round of applause because you guys deserve some recognition for being so awesome. Before I go on, I just want to briefly talk about my organization. I am so passionate about how everyone deserves to truly live and to not to define yourself as a victim that I got together with a friend of mine who just spoke at Indiana University's Take Back the Night last week, and I told her about my idea. With her help, I created this wonderful thing I like to call Do More Than Survive. Basically, we want you to know that you are the farthest thing from alone. But also, we want to make a difference. Not only in your life, but also in the government and society. We launched our organization last month and already have several places we're going to speak at. By doing so, we hope we can raise awareness about sexual crimes and shed some light on what an awful problem it is. Also, we have a P.O. box and an email that you can anonymously send your stories to so that we can use them as other examples other than our own stories, but also to send them to government officials throughout the country to help change some of the laws. I could go on, so instead, go like Do More Than Survive on Facebook or follow us on Twitter to learn more, and feel free to email us at any time. Let's all repeat to ourselves. I am way more than the abuse I suffered. Life is such a beautiful thing. I am way more than the abuse I suffered. Life is such a beautiful thing. If you don't believe that yet, I'll have you convinced by the time I'm done. I want you all to repeat that to yourselves anytime you find yourself doubting anything you do. For me, one of the hardest parts of getting over my abuse was conquering the embarrassment. I feel as though we as a society tend to run when we hear about abuse, especially sexual abuse. We're not sure how to handle it. We have a ton of emotions, including hatred and disgust connected to the subject, but we're all taught that sex is a private matter and shouldn't be talked about. This leaves the victim feeling alone, but also like they did something wrong, when they've done no such thing. Next time you feel embarrassed, I want you to ask yourself why. Why are you embarrassed, yet your abuser isn't? Before you try, there is no logical answer. I've tried to answer that a million times myself. Any answer you can come up with can be summed up like this. Someone manipulated you, controlled you, and used you. They essentially broke you. But I want you to know that there is a cure. You can be healed. It might be uncomfortable at first, but it's well worth it, I promise. Think of it like a cut. You could hide it behind a bandage if you wanted to, or you can rip that band-aid off and let that wound breathe. Eventually, you'll have a scar. But don't be embarrassed of that scar. Let your inner kid out and show off that battle wound like some proud grade school child would. Because whether you want it to be or not, it's a part of you now. And you have two choices: to let it define you or let it be part of your definition. Hello, my name is Katalyn Marie Spicer. I'm sitting here tonight to share with you all my story. I put in my notes here to explain what it was like before. But you see, I don't remember what it was like. The abuse started when I was 6. My mom had gotten married and I was starting to grasp the whole concept of having a dad. I had really never had anyone there to compare my new stepdad to, so naturally I fell victim. I remember the first time though, like it was yesterday. It was bedtime and he was tucking me and my sister into bed. She was 4 at the time. He kissed her goodnight and then me, except different. He kissed me like he kissed Mom. So he loved me like he loved her, right? Every year it got a little worse. When you grow up, you're going to finish the sentence for me like you would if you were a dad talking to his daughter. Most people would say, be president, or you're going to always be my little princess, or you're going to make all your dreams come true. You would think that's what a dad would say, right? Mine was, when you grow up, you're going to have big boobs. Now, as you can see, I don't. And since I've been told that for so long, I see it as a huge flaw for some reason. Now of course, I have a nameless number of flaws I could list. That just being one I figured out how to explain. As I grew up, he became my best friend. We talked about everything together because I felt as though I needed him. Though I know now I didn't. You could always tell if I tried to tell him no. He'd take it out on everyone else in the family, start screaming about how the house needed to be cleaned now, and essentially making the next few hours hell. Sometimes I'd cry, because I knew that I did that to them. Eventually, I stopped trying to say no, and I just tried to avoid him. Whenever I thought about telling my secret, I'd stop myself because I was afraid. Afraid of everything that actually happened when I finally reported it in May. I started to get blamed. Our family's main provider was now gone. I took my sibling's father away. I felt alone. I guess to them, I wanted all of this to happen. I wanted my mom's husband to cheat on her entire marriage with her own daughter. I wanted to be touched and loved. I wanted to grow up like this. I am now terrified of doctor's offices because unfortunately they have to knock before they enter a room, giving plenty of opportunity for me to be abused. I am also afraid of windows after dark because when I was little, I was taking a shower and I didn't know he was outside the window until after he had knocked on it. I wanted to always feel like I was cheating on my boyfriend with my own dad. I wanted all of this, right? No, not right. That's why eventually I let my secret come out, and I wanted it all to stop. I didn't want to live like this anymore. I wanted freed. I've spent my whole life looking for ways to stay happy. When you're a kid, escaping is easy. Imagination will save you from a world of hurt. Because in imagination, you create an entire world of places and people and even things that refuse to hurt you. Unfortunately, there came a time in my life that I had to grow up. I couldn't just vanish all my problems away anymore. For a while, they slowly ate at me, and I think that's where most of us stay. We stay in this place of fake apologies and continuous hurt. We bottle everything up, building the hatred and the sadness. Eventually, I found a new way to escape, though. As children, we're all taught how to apologize. Apologizing is the easy part, though. Saying sorry doesn't hurt. Saying sorry is ultimately just admitting you've done wrong after hurt has already taken place and accepting responsibility for the victim's feelings. Saying sorry will mean nothing if forgiveness doesn't ever take place. However, forgiveness is a whole other ballgame. To me, forgiveness is the best feeling in the world. Forgiveness is letting go of all the pain someone has caused you. It is not made to make the bully feel okay again. Forgiveness is taking control of a situation and making yourself happy again. Forgiveness is by far better than imagination because when you forgive, you don't have to run away to find happiness. So, I am not defined as Katalyn, the girl who was sexually abused for 11 years. I am Katalyn, the girl who is a 19-year-old freshman that goes to school full-time. The girl who works very hard for everything she wants and is driven in a way that makes all her dreams a reality. I am Katalyn, the girl who adores everything that has to do with photography. My cats are my life. I absolutely love children, and ever since the first grade I've wanted to be an elementary school teacher. I am the crazy girl who is afraid of falling but has one of the biggest dreams to go skydiving. I am the girl who finds something absolutely beautiful in everyone I meet, because to hate takes so much energy. And if you ask for help, I will do everything in my power to meet your needs. I am a girl who is slowly learning how to stand up for myself instead of just taking what is handed to me. I am Katalyn, a person who is slightly annoying and irritating at times, too shy sometimes, too loud at others, a girl with an imperfect smile, bad hair days, weird style choices. Sometimes I have fears beyond belief. I can be very timid, but I know how to fake confidence when I feel it's appropriate. Finally, I am Katalyn, a girl who was abused for 11 years. But because of that, I've learned so much about myself. Being abused is just part of my definition. I have found a wonderful boyfriend of 2 years. I am succeeding at my job and at school. My photography is coming along very, very well. And I started an organization. So yes, you can do more than survive. And anyone who tells you any differently is merely a lie. I am not the abuse I suffered. Life is such a beautiful thing. That's my definition. What's yours?